Hello and welcome back to Foos Entertainment. It's time for my review of 2006 The Hills Have Eyes. Alright, well, The Hills Have Eyes from 2006. Way better than the original movie. Granted, I've never really seen the original two films, but when I glance at them, I see a film series I'm really just not all that enthusiastic about. I don't know why the line's all off. There we are. Film series I'm not really all that, spectacularly keen on watching. But this remake, on the other hand, you can see it better now, obviously. This one actually delivers in quite a few ways. I would say that the reason why I'm reviewing The Hills Have Eyes and The Hills Have Eyes 2 after Wrong Turn films is because they kind of go hand in hand. They're all actually almost the same plot, really, if you think about it. Just different circumstances and stuff. Because obviously in Wrong Turn films, what caused Nimbred Reeds to look like that is practically the same thing, chemicals, radiation and shit. But this one's a little bit different. Basically, the plot of the movie is very, very, very simple. It's even more simple than the last franchise that I actually reviewed. A family, husband and wife, elders with their 3 children, and of course their oldest daughter's husband and newborn daughter, are going on a trip to San Diego in California. They're taking the back roads because the father wants to ride and they want to kind of, have a more memorable trip, driving it all that way instead of flying or taking a train. Of course, we have no idea where they actually come from in this movie. They didn't really quite make ground on that. So they come across this gas station to get serviced. And basically, the middle child goes for the dog. He ran off and comes across something that she shouldn't have seen. And then the gas station clerk pretty much tells them about this shortcut road, that goes through mountain hills that would allow them to get to their destination quicker. Little do they know that their fate waits for them in that area. So the family goes to take the shortcut. Barbed wire hidden in the ground, much like a Wrong Turn moment, goes ahead and totals their vehicle, and they are stranded. So the father, played by Ted Devine, who you might recognize from The Silence of the Lambs, as well as Stephen King's The Mangler, The Fast and the Furious, and Too Fast, Too Furious, as well as a countless other amount of movies. Great actor. The youngest, which is the son, is I always forget his name, but he is you see him in 2004's miniseries reimagining of Stephen King's Salem's Lot for TNT with Rod Lowe. As for the other actors, I don't recognize too many of them. We do have is one of the cannibalistic hillbillies in the movie, or like a better term, what they are, is played by, I don't remember his name, Billy Drago, who unfortunately did pass away recently. Very brilliant actor. You probably recognize him from The Untouchables, Cyborg 2, Convict 762, as well as a countless amount of other films. Very well known for playing a villain. That's about all who I recognize in the movie. Everybody else is unknown to me. Fonner starts to hike back to the gas station to look for help. And of course, the family gets restless, so you send the husband to the oldest daughter out to look for help as well within the general area, while the father is going back to the gas station to try to use the phone to get a tow truck out to go ahead and tow him away. When the father, while the father goes to the gas station and literally discovers a severed ear, and then goes looking for the gas station clerk. He gets ambushed by these cannibals, basically. And they do pretty much knock him out and capture him. Meanwhile, a little earlier in the day, when the light's actually still out, the husband to the oldest daughter, who might arguably be our main character, it depends on your point of view from the movie, from your own perspective, comes across this sort of open ground within the desert, because it's kind of a desert that they're actually in, and sees a whole bunch of abandoned vehicles that have been kind of collected over a long period of time. Which kind of makes the story come even more circle, obviously. He gets back with a bunch of contraband he acquired from the open ground area, with all the vehicles that are abandoned. And then, later that night, they hear noises while in their camper, and which is what they're driving is a camper. And they find a fodder lit on fire. While being distracted by that, this is where it gets very brutal and very, very uncomfortable. Just like Wrong Turn Films, the Hills Have Eyes remakes are very uncomfortable movies. While they're being distracted by the fodder being set on fire and trying to save him, one slightly mutated, one completely mutated hillbillies or cannibals are in the camper raping the middle child. Yeah, which is a daughter. So the second oldest is being sexually raped by these cannibalistic mutated individuals. I call him hillbillies because he gets to feel like him. Eventually they hear the screams go back to the camper. Or should I say, the oldest daughter goes back to the camper and tries to save her newborn child. A mom finally goes back there as well. They shoot the mom in the chest. Doesn't die right away. Then, after the oldest daughter does attempt to stab what appears to be, I guess, the leader, or one of the leaders of these cannibals, into the thigh with a screwdriver, shoots her right in the head and kills her instantly. The husband, of course, goes in and gets very, very upset. But he wants everybody to make a plan on how to take care of the situation. After the mom dies from her fatal chest wound with the high-caliber pistol he's shot with, the husband does set out to rescue his daughter. And he comes across the town in which these cannibals live in. And hears more about the lore, about how a chemical spill of toxic waste kind of mutated them, as well. Well, actually, take it back. Sorry, that's my fault. I get so confused with the long-term films and the Hills Have Eyes films. Okay, I actually did that on purpose. I wanted to point that out, that it's so similar. And this one is actually Nuclear Holocaust did it. The area used to be a testing zone for for nuclear weapons, and basically they tested the nuclear weapons, and it mutated the town folks into radiation, mutants. And after, of course, they could kill all the animals and stuff, they feed on people they come across because they are cannibals. And he does fight his way out and kill pretty much a lot of them, and gets his newborn daughter and heads back. Meanwhile, then of course the newborn daughter gets taken again, and then he has to go after and try to save his newborn daughter yet again. Meanwhile, all this is happening. He's on a chase trying to track down his daughter. At the campsite, where our other characters are, all that's really left is the youngest daughter and the youngest, which is the son, and of course the middle-aged daughter, which is the middle child daughter. Basically, they're setting up rigged traps so they can know when someone's approaching, and they actually rig the camper to blow up, and it does work. They kill some of these cannibal hillbillies when they do actually try to go ahead and get to them. Then, of course, at the end of the movie, I have to write this up pretty quickly because I have very little time left. At the very end of the movie, everybody's reunited, obviously. But then, we got no resolution. So we're guessing that they do end up dead off screen. And that's pretty much in the movie. Quality-wise, big step up from the Wrong Turn movies. The picture quality is very good, very neutral colors. This is like a wet dream for videography on this movie. It has warm color temperatures when you actually want them and when they're needed. Cooler color temperatures when they're needed. And it all comes together with a lot of good neutrals. It kind of goes from early morning, daytime, light outside, afternoon, all that stuff, to being dark outside. And multiple sequences of the film are recorded with this, and it really takes advantage of that with the color temperatures they use in the cameras when they film this movie. So it looks a very beautiful looking movie. Audio-wise, way better than Wrong Turn movies. This one has very good use of sound. There's even points in the movie where the surround effects are almost add a shock value to the movie, with the effects all sneaking up on you in the rear and stuff like that, with very good direction. It's a very good soundtrack, very good use of bass. Some people might say there's a little too much variation with the subwoofer with this movie. I would say yes, but that's cool that you actually have a lot of amplified effect with the sound of the movie. So very good sound on this movie. Like the Wrong Turn films, the Hills Have Eyes films are not my cup of tea. But I actually find myself enjoying this movie a little bit for what it is. And it's very, very fast-paced. It doesn't take its time too much. It's an intriguing movie. You actually are sympathizing with the characters and stuff, so it actually does work quite well for 2006's The Hills Have Eyes. Well, that's it for this particular movie. I hope you guys enjoyed. Right after I review The Hills Have Eyes 2 from 2007, which is next, I will be going to see Stephen King's It Chapter 2 a little bit later, and I will be bringing the camera with me on that to, talk about the movie while, when I get in the car, I'll take a quick little video, and then when I'm over at the theater, I'll kind of take another little video, and then when I get out of the theater, I'll take another little video, and then I'll review it in front of you guys at home, of course, obviously in the studio area. That's going to be fun to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I will see you guys next time for my review of The Hills Have Eyes 2 from 2007. Until then.